Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Ankush here from Alif Consulting. Today we are going to talk about Azure Cdn. Now let's understand what is the Azure Cdn. So Azure Cdn is the distributed network of a server that can effectively deliver the web content to the user. So Cdn store the cache content on the S server in the proof of presence, which is also called as a POP locations that are close to the end users to minimize the latency. For Azure CDN product, each metro may contain a one or more POP location. For example, Azure CDN from Microsoft have a 118 POPs across the 100 metro cities. So, what happen usually? The scenario is if you are hosting a website which contained a lot of videos or a lot of images, and users are basically across the globe, then there is the issues because if user is connecting from India and server is located in US, then latency is going to be high and the performance of the website is basically low. To fix this problem, there is a service which is called a CDN, which is also called a content delivery network, which is introduced in the market. And on Azure, we also have a same service which called a Azure Cdn, which is a Azure Content Delivery Network. Now, with this one, what we can do, we can uh, take the advantage of this to cache our website across the multiple locations around the globe, and then user will be going to access their website from the POP location where the CDN is going to be create a cache of the website. So that's how a CDN work. Well, why Azure CDN is, as I told you, better performance, improve user experience for end users, especially when using application in which multiple round trip are required to load content, large scaling to better handle higher loads such as the start of a production launch event, distribution of the user request and serving of content directly from the S server so that less traffic send it to the origin servers, right? So these are the reason why you need to use the CDN. Well, here are the some of the key features: dynamic site accelerations, CDN cache rules, HTTP custom domain supports, Azure diagnostic log, file compression, and the geofiltering. So these are the features which is there in the Azure CDN. So we'll be going to cover few of them like geofiltering and then CDN caching role. I'll cover that in my demo. So we're going to talk about that. A part of that, you do have a custom domain support. I'll show you how you can do that, but we'll not be able to perform that in our lab because that's required a custom domain and then required around 48 hours to get registered or updated in the CDN as well. So we'll not be able to do that. So we're going to cover few of them, and I'll show you how you can enable those features for your CDN profile. Well, here are the SKU. So we have a multiple SKU from Microsoft, then we have a Akamai, and then we have a Verizon. So these are the three products are available on the Azure, and all of them have their own capabilities. So they are basically having a few limitations in between all of these four products. So you can go ahead and check on the Microsoft document. Specifically, the need which you need, if that is something is supported. Let's say if you need real-time alerting, or if you are needed real-time monitoring, then you need to go for the CDN premium for Azure Cdn Premium for Verizon. So these kind of features are available, and these kind of features are basically which have a comparison in all of these four SKUs which are available for the CDN. Well, this is how CDN works. So as I told you, around the globe there's a POP locations, and what happened when you creating a CDN profile on Azure, it's a global content. It's not restricted to the region. So it doesn't mean like if you have created a CDN in the East US, you would be only able to use that in the East US region. No, CDN is a global service. You can create it in any region and you can use it with the any of the other services. So that in this diagram, if you see, we have our node running in the UK, and that have a CDN attached with them, and then across the globe on the POP location, it's having a cache because CDN is doing that cache around the POP location. And then the users like in India and then Africa and then the other uh, America users, you see all of them are directly connecting to the POP location. They are not coming to the direct server. So this is how it enhances the performance of the application. It basically uh, enhance the user experience and give the better performance because it's not coming to the origin server for all the requests. Well, in the demo, uh, I'll going to, as I told you, I am going to show you how you can create a Cdn profile and some key features. I'll show you how you can enable them, and then at the and third, I'll show you how the CDN is going to be uh, work for you, and how the pop you will be going to connect with the pop location and all of those stuffs. I'll show you because I have a VPN running in my system, and I'll show you if I've connected with the US, the request will be going to forward on the US pop location, and if I'm connecting to the India, the location the request will be only going to the India pop location. Well, let's move to the demo. So in the demo, I'll show you how you can create a CDN profile, and then I already have my setup running with the web app and the Cdn. So once we have created the profile, and for the rest of the things, I'll use my uh, existing infrastructure which I have already created with the Cdn. So let's go ahead and first create the Cdn profile and see what are the information we need to put when we are creating a Cdn profile. So we can click on a resource. Click on create a new resource, and here search for CDN. So it will redirect you to the marketplace, and then here is the first service. You do have other vendors which you can use them for a CDN, like the this is the one, this is the one, this is the one. So let's go. But we are creating a Microsoft CDN, so we need to select the first option. Let's click on create. Now, once you do that, first thing you need to do, you need to define the resource group, in which resource group you want to create this uh, CDN profile, right? So another thing is region. If you see, it is not allowing us to select the region. It's by default picking up the resource group because CDN is the global service, so it's not a region specific. So we'll not be able to set the region according to the requirement. Well, let's put the name. That's it. Region, you see, it's a global, so it's a global component. So it's the reason is showing as a global because we can use it around the all location in the globe, right? Then let's select the SKUs. As I told you, we have a multiple SKUs. So if you want to see the comparison, you can click on here, and then you would be able to see the comparison. So like a dynamic site accelerations, and then there's some of the features like uh, these tools are not available with other of the three except the Akamai, and then change the optimization type. So all of them have their own features, and on some of the sub features are not supported in few SKUs. So you need to basically select the SKU according to the requirement. You should go with the this page, compare the Cdn products, and you will see which is going to be work for you, like a real-time alerts, real-time stats, as per node performance, advanced HTTP reporting. So you would be only going to get that with the premium Verizon SKUs. So you need to basically go ahead and see your requirement, and accordingly you need to select uh, the SKU. So most probably with the Microsoft SKU, which is the standard Microsoft SKU, you would be able to get a lot of features. But again, you have to compare other products, other SKUs as well, and then accordingly you have to select the SKU while creating the profile. Well, that's the things you need to do, and endpoint will going to do it later on. So to create the profile, these are the information which we need to put, and then that's it. We just need to click on review, and we'll able to review the information, and once the validation is passed, we would be able to go ahead and click on the create, and we would be able to create the Cdn profile. All right, now this is how you can go ahead and create the CDN. So once this deployment is submitted, Azure will deploy a one Cdn profile. Now another thing is, when you create a Cdn profile, it doesn't mean it will be start going to work for you. What you need to do, you need to create a endpoint which is called a Cdn endpoint, right? Why you need an endpoint? Because endpoint is only the one which is going to be provide you the Cdn capabilities to the application. You have just created a Cdn profile, like this is what you are going to use. But to use that Cdn profile, you need to create the endpoint for your application so that your application can take the advantage of the Cdn profile which you have created. So in my case, I already have one Cdn profile which is pre-configured with the endpoint. So let's go to that Cdn profile. So if you see the status, and this is the standard Microsoft pricing tier, and if you see this is a one of the endpoint which I have already configured with for one of my web app, uh, which is hosted in the center US, right? This is my endpoint and this is my website, which is the Azure web app, and this website is hosted in the center US, right? So if you need to add more endpoints, how you can do that? You just need to click on endpoints. You need to define the endpoint name, and you need to make sure that endpoint name should be specific and should not be registered with the any of other Cdn profile on Azure specifically. You need to select the origin type. It is a storage, is a storage static web app, is a cloud service, web app, or a custom origin as well. So you can use any third party website like which is running on the other hosting provider. You can use that as a custom origin as well. So accordingly, you need to select your origin type. So let's select the web app. In my case, it's not going to show you here because my web app is already registered with the other endpoint. So this, if you select the web app or if you select the another cloud service, you would be able to you need to select the origin host here, and then you will need to enable which kind of request is going to be accept. Either you're going to accept a on the HTTP, or either you are going to accept for the 443. So you need to select, you need to check uncheck those services which is required or not required, and then you can optimize for the for what kind of workload you're optimizing it. So Microsoft SKU which is there is only support the general web, so it's not it's only showing the general web only. But if you need a video optimization or any other optimization which is supported in the Cdn, then you have to select the other SKUs for that, and then you need to click on add. That's it. And as soon as the endpoint is will be showing here and status is showing as a running, you would be able to use that endpoint. So this is how you can add a endpoint in the Cdn. Now I show you let me show you a few more key features. So here you can add a custom domain. So as of now, if you want to use this endpoint, what you need to do, you need to use Azure as .NET domain to access this endpoint. But in case of you have your own domain which you want to use to replace the name of this endpoint host name, so what you can do, you can do a custom domain. You can add your domain like let's say demo.com and click on add. So as soon as you click on add, you would not be able to do that because you need to add the CNM record, and that should be pointed to this backend endpoint which is created for this Cdn endpoint, which has been registering to the Azure web app. So this is the CNAME record which is required to be created on the DNS. Then only you would be able to add the custom domain. So in my case, I don't have the domain registered, so I would not be able to do that. But in your real-time scenarios, you can create a CNAME record pointed to the Cdn endpoint, and then you can take the advantage of having a custom domain on your endpoint hostname. Well, and other than that, you do have a few features like the origins. So you can see what is the origin, and you can configure or modify or add more origins as well. And then if you need if you want to enable any kind of compression, so you can enable that as well. So what kind of compression is going to be, all of them you can put here, and it will be automatically compress the files. Then cache rule, this is something which is a very important. You can define what is your cache role is going to be. Bypass the cache every query Unix. So these are the cache behaviors which you can use. So with the cache role, you can control how the CDN will be going to cache your cache your content, and how unique string are being going to be handled. So let's say there is a unique string which is not for which the CDN doesn't have that information. He need to go back to the server. So how the CDN is going to be behave for that specific queries, right? So you can set all of them here, like bypass that, cache every unique query into the CDN. So you can set up all of these. You can set up all of these three behavior for the DNS cache. You do have a global filtering. So this is a very important. So let's say you have an application and you don't want to have that allowed on a specific location, right, or specific country. So you can put that as well. So let's say if I put block to the any of this region, it will be able to it will not going to allow the users to browse the website from that specific location, right? And then you do have optimization. So you can set up the optimization. But in our case, it's the SKU which we have selected only for the general web delivery, but we do have other options for the other SKUs which we can use for delivery. And then we do have a rule engines which allow us to basically set up the rules for TTL, cache, all of them we can set up in this custom rule, like matching conditions, taking a priorities, all of them we can set in the rule. So this is how you can use the key features to basically enhance your application performance and put the security on the application using the geo filtering. Now let's move to the demo and how this help application to be to perform better. So in my endpoint, which is registered here, and this is a US website, and this is registered in the US. So if I move to this terminal, if I do the ns lookup to this website, which is Azure web app, you will see the request is coming to. Okay, okay, all right. Let me disconnect the VPN first. So if you do the ns lookup, what you see, the request is going to center US, right? This request is going to the center US, and if there is any application, or if there is any videos is running on this website, the performance will be going to very slow. But at the same time, if you use this CDN host and you do the ns lookup, what happened? Sorry, I think this is not the correct one. So if you use the CDN endpoint, what is going to be happen? It will be going to redirect to the request to the one of the pop location, which is, or one of the pop which is available in the India region. So if I click on do the ns lookup, you see this is redirecting to the India location. This is redirecting to the one of the pop location in India. So this is how it's help you to enhance the performance and enhance the application performance. In this case, it's not redirecting to the to the server, or not redirecting to the web app in the in the center US. It's only redirected to the India location to provide you the better performance through the local pop location. All right, now this is how CDN helps you to do that. Now another thing is you can use this endpoint to browse the website as well. So if you click here and if you hit on uh, this URL, you will see it's reaching to the my web app, which is deployed in the center US. Now another thing is we'd like to show you how you do the global filtering. So let's say if I want to block the connection of if you want I want to block the requests which are coming from the India region. So the people in India would not be able to access the CDN. So what I can do, I can set the action block, and I can select the country, and I can select the India and click on save. So it's going to take a little time, maybe 2 minutes to 3 minutes, and then you see, as soon as the setting is enabled or replicated across the all pop location, you hit the website, you will be going to get the message like you are not allowed to access this website from this specific reason. So let's wait for gets this change saved. So you see it says it's take up to 10 minutes. So we'll try it after 2-3 minutes, see if that's work. And what is going to be happen, the CDN will not be going to serve us because we have blocked the request which is coming from the India region. So let's try to do a refresh and see if that's work. Okay, it's not working for us because it says it's going to be work in 10 minutes, but let's try in the another tab and see if that's work. Okay, it's still working. So I think we need to wait for a few more minutes. Most probably, we'll wait for 1-2 minutes and see if that's work for us. Okay, let's try it out. No, it's still not blocked. But this is how you can block your website, and you can put the geo filtering. So instance of if you do allow, or if you change the specific country, it will be only going to allow the request from specific country, and rest of the request which is coming from another country will be get blocked, right? So let's give a try one more time and see if that's work. No, it's still not working. What I can do, I can try in new window and see if that's work for me or not. No, it's still not working. So I think it's going to be take a time. So I think we can leave it for as of now. Yep, you see now this has been updated, and it's saying us access to this was denied. You are not authorized to view this page because we have sorry we have blocked the connection from the India location. So this is how CDN can help you to restrict the access. So you see you are getting this message, you are not allowed to access this website, your access is not, you're not authorized to view this page. So this is how the CDN can help you to restrict the user request from the specific country as well, right? So that's what I have for you in demo. In the demo we learn how we can go ahead and create the Cdn profile, how we can create the endpoints, how we can take the advantage of having a key features, how Cdn can help us to perform better, and another thing which we learn how we can do the geo filtering to restrict the users to connect from the specific location. Well, I hope you like this video. If you like, click on the like and subscribe for upcoming video. And if you need any kind of help, please feel free to reach us. Thank you.